Caitlin Clark. Wow. Wowzers. What's the deal? Is she getting unfair treatment from the WNBA?
I mean, in some regards, maybe yes. But I, you can tell a lot of people hadn't watched WNBA basketball. Like I was watching back when like Skylar first got in the league, right? They've been physical. But if you're gonna, even when like the stuff was happening, shout out to Flau'jae and Angel, when you're doing the John Cena shit in the game and then they bark back at you, don't bitch up now and cry. So if you're the next Larry Bird or Steph Curry for the WNBA, man, Sue Bird is gonna come test to see if you really. Asia's gonna come test and see if you really about that. So I do think they're going to make the league softer to benefit her, in the same way that hand checking went away for certain players. Y'all could do zone when Iverson was playing, but then afterwards it was like, okay, you can't do zone in the middle of the lane anymore. So the rules are softened up because she is the cash cow. We have to admit that. They finally got them girls off Southwest and flying first class. Great. But I think whenever you get into a field or a sport, you have to realize people are going to attack you. You have to be better as a result. Fever, a shitty team. They may now if they get the number one pick next year and get her in Juju, now we got action. Now we have action. But I think she sulked a little bit. You can't have it both ways. You can't talk shit and then when you get bullied, now you're like, why are they following me hard? Well, you brought this on to you. So,
well, I would say this. I'll say this. Protect the bag at all costs, right? Let's be honest. Let's just be honest about it. Shout out to women's basketball. Shout out to every girl that's out there pursuing her dreams. Disclaimer: nobody was watching women's basketball for 20 years. Let's just be honest, right? Gyms empty. Final Four game looked like AAU. They're playing in a stadium with 500 people watching. They even had like I think like American Family Dad, one of these cartoons. They had like a whole thing about it when they was like dribbling with like two hands, shit like that. Like,
there's some girls that can play though.
No, I'm just saying. Let's just be honest.
Oh yeah.
Had no motion. Women's basketball had no motion.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah.
Now, what started this was the national finals game, right?
Remember what started last year?
Huh?
The 1 year before when she lost
LSU.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're right as far as whatchamacallit. Angel Reese is right that Caitlin Clark is not solely responsible, but she's at least 70% responsible. Because LSU does get credit for this as well.
Yep.
But understand that there's a uber star and then there's superstars. Caitlin Clark is the uber star.
Yeah,
right?
She's
every uber star needs some nemesis, right? Like, so her opponent was Angel Reese and LSU, and that was a good rivalry for college basketball, but it also catapulted the whole sport of women's basketball. But let's just be honest.
But there's a lot of sympathy over her losing too.
No, for sure. But let's be honest. Caitlin Clark is the ticket. She's the ticket.
Yep.
Right? You're watching.
We can't argue that. Yeah.
And she's performed at the highest level. Every time that she's played, she shows up. Like, she's really good. Like, she's a legit star basketball player, right? So I get it that the women in the WNBA don't want to be like, well, she's the savior. But I mean, she kind of is, to be honest with you. You don't have private planes if it's not for Caitlin Clark. Your games are not selling out if it's not for Caitlin Clark. You have they're on Sports Center. They're on like these social media sites every single day now, right?
This girl averaging 14 points in Indiana.
That's good for a rookie. 14 points is good for a rookie.
Yeah, it's going 85. Yeah.
She's having a good season. Yeah. It's just so much pressure put on her. Like she's not averaging 30, but you averaging 14 points a game for the worst team in the league as a rookie. That's a good team. She's having a good season with so much
Yeah.
pressure put on her. She should have definitely been on the Olympics team. That's a joke, right?
You
Like
think so?
she's the number one face. She's the biggest face in the league, right? Like,
Shaq didn't make it to the dream team over Christian Laettner, bum
she should
ass.
have, but Shaq
Well, it's not
also
Christian
wasn't.
Laettner in
But
case.
Shaq wasn't the biggest face of the league.
That's true.
The number one player, that the biggest name in the league, has always been on. Michael Jordan was on the team.
Uber star though.
This is a weird situation because you have the biggest face in the league, who she's not the best player in the league right now, right? And she's also a rookie, but she's also the biggest name in the sport.
But should she be at 14 points? Aja Wilson at 28 points a game. Rika's at 26. Jewel Lloyd is at 20. Even Kelsey Plum at 19 points a game.
But how many of those people are rookies?
None.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like LeBron.
No. Oh, she's at 16 points a game. My bad.
LeBron James averaged what, 19 points his first year?
21. Troy, how many LeBron averaged? 21, something like that. AB would know for sure. We had many a debates in Toronto.
You don't come into the league and just average 30 points a game. Nobody does that. You gotta learn. It's a different system. You gotta travel. And they just finished their college season.
Yeah,
like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think the girl will start, but like, if I run into somebody and then I talk shit to them and then they slap me, I can't be like, "Why did you hit me? Get up and play."
Nah,
the girl bumped her on a block out, and you're crying like she fucking DDT'd you in Royal Rumble.
You're supposed to. The women of the WNBA are supposed to. They're supposed to be playing it hard against her. They're supposed to, but you also gotta understand that she got the shit lit. Let's just be honest.
No, there are two different points. She is the mega star in the league. You can't be the mega crybaby though. Diana Taurasi would never. Who else played you? Maya Moore would what? Over a block.
LeBron James averaged 20 points his rookie year.
Okay.
But it's still a far cry from his level of excellence that we've known from him for 20 years. So I'm all for black empowerment. I'm like the most black empowerment person of all time.
You more than 19 keys and Umar?
Maybe. Maybe. But I'm also a rational human being.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna play the race card on this. She's the one. She's the one.
Yeah.
She's the one. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. What you want me to lie to you? She's the one. She's the one that got it lit. She's the one that has performed at the highest level possible. She's the Steph Curry. She's essentially Steph Curry of the WNBA. How Steph Curry revolutionized the game of basketball, right? Only a few people in history have revolutionized the game of basketball. Steph Curry has revolutionized the game of basketball, where every kid is shooting threes now. Any kid that's 5'9" thinks that he can make it to the league. If you're 180 pounds, you think you can make it to the league because he didn't. He's not playing off of his physical dominance. He didn't come in the league 6'9". He revolutionized how the game of basketball is played. Steph Curry, he's a legend for that.
Is Steph Curry a generational talent?
Of course.
You hear what Gil said?
Gilbert Arenas? What did he say?
He said that he wasn't, which I thought was fucking crazy.
I think he's just saying stuff just to say it. Well, I have to know what the context of him saying that is, because if he's saying if he's not a generational talent as far as like an unbelievable basketball player, you can make an argument for that.
That's what he was saying, that he didn't become that until he passed everyone up, and no one was saying that when he was coming in.
Well, that's true. That's true. And he's also a skilled. He's the greatest.
One of the most skilled.
No, he's the greatest shooter of all time.
His handle package, like I know we always mention Kyrie, but we got like
no. He's probably top. He's top 5 handles of all time. He's top 5 handles. No, he's definitely a generational talent. He's a generational talent. He's probably top 5 players ever.
I agree.
Definitely top 10. If he's not top 5, he's definitely top 10. But like Kobe didn't change the game of basketball. LeBron, to me, is the greatest player of all time. He didn't change the game of basketball. Right? Like,
that's interesting. Okay.
Dirk Nowitzki changed the game of basketball.
Yeah.
right? So just because you change the game of basketball doesn't mean that Dirk Nowitzki's not better than LeBron. Steph Curry changed the game of basketball. Steph Curry's not better than LeBron, but
Yeah.
he did something that LeBron
He
did not.
changed the game for sure.
He changed the game of basketball. So
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has changed she changed the whole entire sport. She might not be better than, the top player in the WNBA right now, but the average American does not know who the top player in the WNBA is. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like the
Would the
average
effect be the same if she was black with the same skill set?
would
I could argue if Steph was white, Steph would be like white Jesus, right? I don't think if Caitlin Clark is black, that it would be the same impact.
but it's an argument that's not even worth arguing because she's not black. It's like saying if Eminem is black, does he become as successful as Eminem? Well, we'll never know. We'll never
He
know.
would have been Redman. He would have been Redman.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But he's not black. He's white, and he's Eminem. So we'll never know. So it kind of defeats the purpose in making those type of arguments. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But shout out to the WNBA. But I'm just being honest.
Yep.
I feel like Caitlin Clark has done something that I've never seen anybody really do. I've never seen one person change a sport before. Like I said, Steph Curry has changed it as far as like revolutionized it, but he didn't change the whole entire way that we look at basketball, like men's basketball.
Is she it was Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan definitely played a major part, but the NBA was still lit with Bird and Magic, but Michael took it to another level.
Tape delaying games back then, right?
But like if Mike took it from 70 to 90, she took it from 20 to 80. Like she took this game from 20 to 80. Like I'm saying, like they were riding commercial airplanes, bro. Like nobody was watching their games.
Yeah.
Like she got it lit. So
yeah, the Chicago Sky games back in the day used to be able to get like 20 tickets for $100 or $150.
Final Four. I remember watching the Final Four, and this is when UConn was dominating because women they've been good for a long time.
A long time, yeah.
UConn was dominating, and it'd be like 1,000 people in an 80,000 arena.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
Okay.